Women 40 plus, you've probably been told to swallow a small pharmacy. Collagen for skin. Calcium for bones. Biotin for hair. D-mannose for UTIs. But which supplements actually work for female health and longevity, without wasting money? Today, you'll get evidence-backed picks, exact doses that matter, and a few popular pills to skip. No fluff, no hype, just what helps most women after 40. If you're new here, welcome to Longevity Compass. We turn complex science into simple, daily habits that help you live longer and stronger. If you find value today, please tap like and subscribe. It helps the channel reach more women who need clear answers. And don't forget to check the description for the products we trust, plus our new Longevity Compass book that ties everything together. You never have to buy anything, but if you want a curated starting point, we've done the research for you. Quick note, this video is educational, not medical care. Always match supplements to your labs, medications, and history with a qualified clinician. Let's begin with the 5 supplements most women over 40 are likely to benefit from. Number 1. Vitamin B12. As stomach acid naturally declines with age, your ability to extract B12 from food can drop. If you're vegan or vegetarian, on metformin, or use acid reducers like PPIs, your risk is even higher. Symptoms aren't flashy, they creep in. Fatigue, brain fog, tingling in hands or feet. The NIH even recommends adults over 50 get most B12 from fortified foods or supplements because absorption changes with age. Good news, dosing is simple. For most, 25 to 100 micrograms per day works well, or around 1000 micrograms once weekly. If you have symptoms or risk factors, ask your clinician to check B12 and methylmalonic acid to confirm your status. This is a small supplement that can make a big difference. Number 2. Magnesium. If sleep is hit or miss, stress runs high, or you deal with occasional constipation or migraines, magnesium is worth your attention. Many adults simply don't get enough from food. Forms matter less than tolerance. Magnesium glycinate tends to be gentle and calming. Magnesium citrate can help if you're also dealing with regularity. Typical dose ranges from 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium at night. If you have significant kidney disease, check with your doctor first. And remember, magnesium is a feel-it supplement for many women, better sleep onset, fewer nighttime awakenings, and calmer evenings. Number 3. Omega-3s, EPA plus DHA. Fish first, supplements second. If you eat 2 servings of fatty fish per week, you might not need a supplement at all. If you don't, about 1 gram per day of combined EPA and DHA is a reasonable target. Here's the updated nuance. Large trials like Vital didn't show broad prevention benefits for everyone, and high supplemental doses can slightly increase atrial fibrillation risk. Translation. Use omega-3s intentionally. If you dislike fish, a modest dose makes sense. If your triglycerides are high, that's a conversation with your clinician. You don't need to mega dose just because. Number 4. Creatine monohydrate. Yes, for women. Creatine isn't just a gym bro powder. Women often have lower baseline creatine stores, and studies show benefits for strength, lean mass, and functional performance, especially in peri- and postmenopausal women when combined with resistance training. There's also emerging interest in cognitive support, which is promising but early. Use creatine monohydrate, skip fancy blends. 3 to 5 grams per day, anytime, paired with strength training 2 to 3 days per week. Expect a slight uptick in water inside the muscle, which is normal and often helpful for performance. If you have kidney disease, get medical clearance first. Number 5. Protein, the most underdosed supplement. Technically a macronutrient, but it's the missing link for many women over 40. With aging and estrogen changes, your muscles become less responsive to small protein doses. That means you need enough total protein and a solid per meal dose to trigger muscle protein synthesis. A practical target is at least 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Many active women go up to 1.2 to 1.5 during training or recovery. Spread your intake across meals and aim for 25 to 35 grams per meal, with roughly 2 to 3 grams of leucine in that meal, which you'll hit naturally with high-quality protein sources. A whey or plant protein shake is not magic, it's a compliance tool that helps you hit your daily target consistently. Let's talk bones, and a myth to retire. You've heard calcium plus vitamin D as a reflex answer for bone health. But the latest guidance is more nuanced. Focus first on what actually moves skeletal health. Hit your protein targets. Lift weights and load the skeleton. Get calcium primarily from food, dairy, fortified plant milks, tofu set with calcium sulfate, and greens like kale and bok choy. Ensure adequate vitamin D if you're deficient, but don't megadose by default. Why the caution? Task force reviews don't support automatic vitamin D and calcium pills for fracture prevention in community-dwelling adults. And some studies found higher kidney stone rates when calcium and vitamin D were combined. If your diet falls short on calcium, use a small, split-dose supplement with meals, but avoid chronic high doses unless your clinician is treating a documented deficiency. This is a case where food, strength training, and targeted correction beat blanket supplementation. Now, urinary health, specifically, recurrent UTIs. If you're prone to repeat infections, you've probably heard cranberry and D-mannose mentioned online. Here's where the evidence stands today. Cranberry can work modestly as prevention. Updated reviews suggest that standardized cranberry products reduce the risk of symptomatic UTIs in women with recurrent infections. It's not a treatment, it's prevention. Meanwhile, a large, high-quality 2024 randomized trial found that D-mannose did not reduce UTI recurrence versus placebo in women. That overturns a lot of internet advice. For cranberry, look for a standardized product aiming for about 36 mg of proanthocyanidins, PAC, per day, or discuss specific options with your clinician. If you're on warfarin, talk with your prescriber. Very large amounts of cranberry may interact for some people. What about mood, sleep, and perimenopause transitions? One botanical is quietly building a strong case. Saffron extract. Several randomized trials and meta-analyses suggest about 30 mg per day of a standardized saffron extract can support mood and sleep quality for some women. It's not a replacement for therapy or medication in major depression, but it's a reasonable adjunct with a favorable safety profile when used in standardized form. As for hot flashes and vasomotor symptoms, the Menopause Society emphasizes that hormone therapy remains the most effective option for many women. Some over-the-counter botanicals have mixed evidence. Set expectations, and choose strategies with support from your clinician. What about nice-to-haves that actually help? Collagen peptides are worth considering if skin and joint support matter to you. Randomized trials show modest improvements in skin elasticity and some benefit in joint comfort. They won't build muscle like whey or a complete protein, but 10 grams per day with 50 to 100 milligrams of vitamin C can be a worthwhile addition for targeted goals. Psyllium is a quiet powerhouse, especially if your LDL or ApoB is creeping up. Around 10 grams per day in split doses can help lower LDL cholesterol and improve glycemic markers. Just start low and increase gradually with water. This is a great diet-first move before adding prescription strategies. Myo-inositol is helpful in specific contexts like PCOS for improving insulin sensitivity and ovulation, but it's not a general longevity pill for all women over 40. If it fits your history, it can be part of a thoughtful plan. Now, let's cover a few supplements to rethink or time carefully. Biotin, those hair and nails gummies, can skew important lab tests at high doses, especially thyroid tests and troponin, which is used to diagnose heart attacks. If you take biotin, stop a couple of days before blood work and tell your clinician. Vitamin K2 is often marketed as a miracle for bones. The current US guidelines don't show compelling evidence for fracture reduction at typical doses. If you're on warfarin, keep total vitamin K intake consistent and don't make sudden changes without your prescriber's guidance. Mega-dosing vitamin D, just because, is not the play. Long-term high doses can raise your urinary calcium and increase kidney stone risk in predisposed people. Test, treat deficiency, and don't guess. And to recap the UTI section, D-mannose isn't supported by the latest large randomized trial for prevention. Cranberry may help modestly. D-mannose can be crossed off your list for now. Let's get practical with a quick dosing snapshot you can screenshot. B12 25 to 100 micrograms per day or around 1000 micrograms once weekly. Magnesium, 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium at night. Omega-3s, if you don't eat fish, aim for around 1 gram per day of EPA plus DHA. Creatine monohydrate, 3 to 5 grams per day, pair it with strength training. Protein, 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram per day minimum, hit 25 to 35 grams per meal. Cranberry, a standardized product delivering around 36 milligrams of packs per day for prevention of recurrent UTIs. Saffron, standardized extract, around 30 milligrams per day for sleep and mood support. Psyllium, around 10 grams per day in split doses with water, if you're targeting LDL reduction. Before you spend a lot on supplements, create a simple lab roadmap with your clinician. Ask about vitamin D, B12 plus methylmalonic acid, ferritin and iron studies if your cycles are still heavy or you feel fatigued, a lipid panel with ApoB, A1C or fasting glucose, and possibly TSH if you have symptoms that point to thyroid. Use supplements to correct documented gaps. Use food, movement, strength training, sleep, and stress tools to do the heavy lifting. Now a short buyer's guide. Supplements aren't regulated like drugs. Choose products with third-party certification when you can. Look for USP verified, NSF certified for sport, or informed choice. These programs validate identity, potency, and screen for contaminants. Brands change, lots change, certifications help protect you. Let me give you a simple, female-focused longevity stack you can build from. Daily baseline. Protein to at least 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram per day. Creatine monohydrate 3 to 5 grams per day with strength training 2 to 3 times per week. Magnesium glycinate at night, 200 to 400 milligrams, if sleep or stress are issues. Omega-3s only if you don't eat fish, around 1 gram per day of EPA plus DHA. B12 if you're at risk or labs are low. Add-on goals. For recurrent UTIs, use standardized cranberry, not D-mannose. For mood and sleep, saffron extract at around 30 milligrams per day as an adjunct. For LDL reduction, psyllium around 10 grams per day alongside diet. For bone health, emphasize protein, weights, calcium from food, and vitamin D only if you're deficient, don't auto-supplement. Safety quick hits. If you're on warfarin, keep vitamin K intake stable. If you have a history of kidney stones, be cautious with calcium supplements and high-dose vitamin D. If you take biotin, pause before labs. If you're using high-dose omega-3s, discuss atrial fibrillation risk with your clinician and stick to modest doses unless prescribed. Women over 40 don't need a crowded supplement shelf, you need a smart one. Start with food, strength, sleep, and stress tools. Use supplements to fill true gaps, not to replace foundations. If this helped, tap like and subscribe. It helps us reach more women who deserve better information. And remember to open the description for our trusted recommendations and our book, Longevity Compass, the essential guide to living longer, stronger, and healthier, a practical roadmap with checklists, routines, and science you can actually use. If you want a deep dive on creatine for women, or a complete food-first bone plan, comment below and tell me which video you want next. This is Longevity Compass, where we cut the noise and help you build a body and life you trust.